Hey Sagittarius, I hope you all are doing well. This is going to be a general reading for September the 1st through the 3rd. Any information you all need, you can find it in the description box down below. Sagittarius, this is for Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter placements, okay? This is for the first 3 days of September. What do we have going on here for my Sagittarius people? I'm using the Millennial Tarot deck for anybody who may be interested, by the way. It's a really fun deck. I've been having a lot of fun with it. The number 2 could be significant to you. Maybe you're seeing that number repeat. 22, 222. Let's see what else we got here. Okay. What is that? Temperance wanted to show itself, so that is your card. So that's interesting to me. Some of you could be becoming more environmentally conscious. You have the 6 of Thoughts as your overall energy. Girls trip is what it says. Maybe you're trying to meet up with some friends, you know, reconnect with some people that maybe you have parted ways with. And when I say that, I really feel like for a lot of you, this has to do with distance more so than like you had a bad falling out with whoever this is, right? But you know, 6 of Swords, it is a card of like moving on from something, or there's progress, there's forward movement in a situation where maybe there were obstacles in your way and now it's possible that they're being cleared. Overall, I'm seeing this energy that looks like a juggling act is over, whether this is like within a romantic situation, whether this is you having a hard time deciding on something here, whether this is like an up and down issue with a legal matter. It looks like that's coming to an end between the 1st and the 3rd. Now, Sagittarius, I do want to touch on something really quickly that I forgot to mention in the beginning. I do have personal readings open right now. It is a 3-question video reading. It is $33.33. You get it within 2 business days. I'm sorry, it's $44.44. You get it within 2 business days. Details are down below. But you're starting off with this 2 of Pentacles, okay? It says 2 of Swag. This is a card that talks about work-life balance, okay? But it's also a card, you know, traditionally that talks about juggling, trying to manage things, right? In the traditional Rider-Waite deck, he's like got these 2 pentacles and he's trying to manage it all by himself. Some of you between the 1st and the 3rd, it may be a time where, you know, maybe you need a girl's trip or a guy's trip, whatever the case may be. Maybe you do need to lean on friends and family. There's a lot that maybe you're keeping to yourself at that time. Some of you could be investing in Bitcoin or some kind of like crypto something here. I feel like some of you are trying to find some more passive income, but you know, when it comes to that card, overall it is a card that can represent juggling. And then we move over here to the Justice card, which is things balancing out. So that's the good news, right? It's labeled as the Social Justice Warrior card. I do wonder for some of you, maybe there's a little bit of an energy of tension between you and someone in a friend group or something, and maybe it's surrounding certain important topics and things of that nature. So maybe it's a Libra, Capricorn, or a water sign. It doesn't necessarily have to be, but you know, I do think overall Justice is talking about things balancing out for you, like some sort of juggling is over, that's ending. Some of you, it could be a person who has just had a lot going on. Maybe they've been juggling work, you know, a family matter, financial issues, and a connection with you, right? And so that could be something that is, you know, there's more balance being brought to that situation. 2 of Fields is here. This is the 2 of Cups, right? This is a strong connection. And you can see there's like a face-to-face meeting here. To me, this can be like a heart-to-heart going on. Someone here might have Venus in Cancer or in Libra. But yeah, when it comes to this energy, it really feels like you're locked in. There's like this juggling is over, you know, it's done, like that cycle is ending, and I feel like you're actually locked in on a decision or an answer, or, you know, that's how it feels to me. Some of you, this could be an interview, like a face-to-face meeting. Maybe this 2 of Swag, this 2 of Pentacles energy that's showing up here was you trying to, you know, maybe find a new job, right? Some of you, maybe you're out of work, you're wanting to find a new job, or maybe you're retired, you're wanting to find like a little side gig or something that brings in a little bit of extra income, right? So this 2 of Fields, this 2 of Cups, you know, it could definitely be saying that there's like an interview here where you're locked in, there's an answer right there, maybe you're hired on the spot in some sort of interview here. But yeah, it also says engagement photos, so I'm wondering if for some of you, if you are engaged, congratulations, maybe there is like a little bit of a photo shoot coming up here. But then you have the King of Fields down here. It says stay-at-home dad. Maybe somebody here is a stay-at-home dad, or maybe that's coming through as confirmation for someone. When it comes to work-life balance, maybe somebody, you know, you could have children, and maybe this is coming through to say, like, somebody might have to make a sacrifice. Does it mean that it has to be dad? Not necessarily, right? But it could be coming through just as confirmation that maybe somebody is going to have to take a step back so there can be more work-life balance in this chapter, right? That's Scorpionic energy, but, you know, it's also just King of Cups in general, right? It's not just about a stay-at-home dad. That just might be an extra little sprinkle of confirmation for someone here. Maybe you're trying to balance things out with a person who is a stay-at-home dad, right? But this King of Cups energy too, though, it is a card that can represent like someone who's very tapped in, right? This is someone who's highly intuitive. They're very emotionally intelligent. This is an intuitive lover as well. Intuitive in the bedroom. Yeah, that's the energy that I get here. I don't know why that's coming through in that way, but it is. There definitely might be a person here that you're clicking with on a physical level, but it's also emotional. I think that's something that could be being highlighted here at this time, is that if you're feeling like, is this just physical? Because it feels so right on a physical level. So I want to know, you know, if it's there emotionally as well for this person. I think the answer is yes with that coming through here. And that's probably why it feels so right physically, because they, you know, they're paying attention to you, right? This Ace of Thoughts, Ace of Swords energy showing up here, that's a breakthrough communication. It says vision board. Maybe you have a new vision for what you want your life to look like, or maybe you're making a vision board for the month of September. Even if this is just something digital where you're like, you know, writing things down, you're putting it in your notes, like you want to do this, that, and the third, right? You're having these like 2 or 3 main goals for the month of September, right? Could even be something as simple as that. But it does seem like communication's coming through for someone here about a legal matter. This feels like something more minor, though, for somebody here, like a minor dispute or something of that nature. You have the King of Thoughts here, which is the King of Swords. It says grown-ass man on the card. I feel like somebody around you is growing up. They're becoming more... somebody here wants to take accountability, basically, is what I'm feeling. This could be a person around you that you are not necessarily in contact with, but it's possible a person wants to contact you and take accountability for something. Somebody might want to meet up with you face-to-face and do this. They want to talk. Somebody wants to talk here. Let's see what else we've got for you, Sagittarius. Some of you, lots of travel, or like getting, you know, you could be doing a lot over those first 3 days of September, where you're running a lot of errands, getting things done, signing papers, paying bills, stuff like that. I feel like you could be running around doing a lot for your household or for something here. You have the Queen of Vibes. It says baddie on it. Okay, somebody here could be an Aries, or maybe you're dealing with an Aries here. But this is somebody who is goal-oriented. They're determined. They're focused. This is... some of you might be in a situation with a person who is not working. And so there's something about that coming through here as well. I want to say, though, you know, this could be you, but it feels like there's a little bit of an imbalance here. And it's different when somebody, you know, has hit a hard spot and they're looking for work, and you can tell that they're trying and they're doing other things to contribute, versus somebody who like really just genuinely cannot hold down a job and pull their weight in a situation. And you know, it wasn't even the other day, it was like the most recent round of readings. I had somebody comment about, how did they word it? They said like jobs are for like people who are asleep, or people, something like that. It's crazy. Like, we live in a 3D reality. Like, get real, you know? Get real, Deborah. Like, my goodness. So, I mean, this Queen of Vibes energy, I do feel like some of you, maybe it's time to draw a line and be like, look, there needs to be some more effort here, right? Let's see what else we've got. 8 of Swag, 8 of Pentacles, Imposter Syndrome. Some of you could be changing up your resume here. There could be concern about a workplace matter here. I feel like there's going to be a breakthrough with whatever this is, though, because like it's showing up to clarify justice and the Ace of Swords. So some of you could be a little bit concerned about, like, maybe you have gone to HR in a situation at work and you're concerned about the outcome of that, and maybe they'll view you a certain way, like whoever it is that's over this case, this issue. But I actually feel like this ends up going really well for you with the Ace of Swords showing up here. That's a breakthrough. What else do we have coming through for Sagittarius? Some of you could be getting some positive news from a professional as well. You have Page of Swag, which is Page of Pentacles, personal trainer. Some of you, a message coming in from an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Like I said, there is someone who I think wants to clear the air. They want to take accountability for something. I do think this person is coming through as like the Page of Swag, the personal trainer, because maybe they have genuinely done a lot of work on themselves. But mainly what I'm seeing here from that for some of you is that maybe you are meeting up with a personal trainer. Maybe you are like trying to accomplish some sort of goal, and it's like maybe you're not exactly where you want to be. So this could be you contacting a professional here. But it could also be, like I said, you know, this person, this earth sign, this Aquarius, this Cancerian coming in, wanting to make something right here. Wanting to make something right. But, you know, I really feel like this isn't something that goes on and on and on. It feels like it's just a matter of closure, clarity, apology, you know, and then forward movement, right? Because it seems like there's something over here where you've been juggling a lot, trying to handle a lot, and I feel like you're pushing through that at this time. It feels like you're moving into a space where that juggling is over and you're locked in on a decision, you're locked in on a goal, on a vision. It's right there. You know, I really feel like you're determined to get to it too. So the energy feels really good there. But that's what I'm seeing for you, Sagittarius. I hope that this was helpful or fun or whatever you needed it to be. I do have personals open for anyone who might be interested. Details are down below. You could also watch out for your other signs. I'm reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter placements. Thank you all so much for being here. Hopefully I will see you next time. Y'all take care.